Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, again looking at more stuff from the Live Letter 43, which we did a video on earlier, but I didn't include all of the extra stuff that was at the end of the broadcast, simply because we were running into time constraints on the actual video's length itself. So without further ado, let's look at some of the extra stuff that was added. Just a brief TLDR, this video covers Glamour, gear sets, new merchandise items, and other little tidbits of information as well. So without further ado, let's look at some of the costumes. Apparently they're still running equipment design contests for roles as well, and they plan on making one in the future. These are some of the winning designs, which will be featured in 4.3. They show some far off images here, but thankfully Yoshida realizes there's a handycam near him, so we get some close-up shots as well, which is incredibly helpful. Here's the first one with almost what appears to be sort of like a ram's skull, and then this rough feature with this sort of draped red outfit. And remember, these amazing drawings are going to look really awesome in the game with glows and various different effects and texture stuff that we can only imagine at this point. Here's the healer set for this sort of like ram skull, sort of dead skull design. It's kind of a mixture between old school Warrior of Light designs and then this sort of like almost demonic touch. It's really interesting, but they all seem to have a bit of like tattered cape or fabric hanging off part of the gear. I really like the set actually, and of course the reason I like it most is because it's community designed, and a lot of the community design stuff is absolutely fantastic. This is the tank set, which looks amazing. It's big sort of brass pauldron on one side and then a Shakespearean ruff on the other with a long draping skirt. Reminds me sort of like the demonic healing set, kind of, but with this sort of intrinsical metal, bringing out all the embellishments. It looks really good. Can't wait to see that in game either. This is the melee set, which is a bit meh, honestly, but we've got a similar sort of drapey set. I think because they're putting all the jobs under their role-specific thing, I think melee are going to suffer a lot from needing to look a little bit dragoony, a little bit monk, and the other jobs as well. So it's kind of a bit of a torn design issue, but nevertheless it looks pretty good, and I can imagine it'll look amazing in the game. And finally, the last design that we see is one of the new Glamour pieces. This is a design contest winner again. This is a really beautiful sort of summer outfit. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets added to either the Fashion Report or the Mog Station. I would hope the Fashion Report, but I really like that little beret on the top there, the tights, which remind me of sort of like a schoolgirl, and then this sort of summer sort of frock. I quite like that actually. If it dies well, I'll definitely use it. And that wraps up the gear section of this video. Next, we're going to be looking at some of the tidbits of information and events. Apparently the Eorzean Symphony, which is Final Fantasy XIV's orchestra concert, they've got some dates, which they actually posted earlier in the year, but just to reiterate, Los Angeles, California on Friday the 15th and Saturday the 16th of June at the Dolby Theatre, and also in Dortmund, Germany in Europe on Friday, August 24th and Saturday, August 25th at the Concert House in Dortmund. And you can get your tickets from the link shown on screen. In addition to this, they're also doing an Eorzean Symphony preview live stream, Journey to the West. They're going to be showcasing the exciting elements surrounding the orchestra concert and tips for enjoying it to its fullest, and this broadcast will take place on April the 22nd, which is a Sunday, at 6 PM PDT or 9 PM EDT, and we'll have Naoki Yoshida and Masayoshi Soken as the hosts, along with full translation by Michael Christopher. In further addition, they unveil the PRIMALS' first album, The PRIMALS. You may have seen this as well. This releases late May, probably to coincide with the release of the patch. This will cost $32.99 or £22.99 on their online store, which there's a link to as well, and you can pre-order that today. Along with the album, they're actually doing a Zepp tour, which is called Trial by Shadow, and they're hosting the tour to celebrate the release of the album. And the Tokyo Convention Center is already sold out, but it will also be in Nagoya, Osaka, and Sapporo on the dates listed on screen. Next is a really interesting announcement. That is that there's going to be another book in the same vein as the Encyclopedia Eorzea, and this time it will be a Crafter and Gatherer official guide. Leveling up a crafting or gathering class can seem daunting, it says. So many materials to gather, so many recipes to try, but this novice-friendly guide to the disciples of Hand and Land is written in manga format and will lead you all the way to level 70. It also contains valuable information for seasoned adventurers, including methods for high-end crafting recipes, data on all gathering items, and the probability rate for converting gear to Materia 6s. It's on sale now, and you can buy this over on the Japanese store linked I'm not sure if they'll ship it out here, but you know, it will be in Japanese anyway. I don't know if there's going to be English versions of this. We'll have to stay tuned for that. And that will cost 1,820 yen with tax included. Check out the link regardless and let me know if you can buy that outside of Japan, because I kind of want it. And they show here just how thick it is. I wasn't exaggerating when I said it was in the same vein as Encyclopedia Eorzean, mostly because crafting and gathering is quite vast. But as you can see, there's a bit of manga storytelling, and then there's some actual like proper bestiary stuff where they break down what ingredients are needed and where you get them. Really, really cool. I like that. And to be expected, they're kicking off the next promotional event, this time starting with the Japanese exclusive event with 7-Eleven and Monster Energy. We're not sure the details of what you get from this yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Nazar set or something along those lines that we've already looked at that's been data mined. But the purchase of qualifying Monster Energy drinks at 7-Eleven will receive an in-game item for every drink purchased. The campaign period takes place on Monday, April 16th at 12 AM to Sunday, May the 20th at 11:59 PM Japan Standard Time. Again, this is exclusive to Japan, but this does mean that whatever is rewarded from this will eventually be making it to Europe and America in some form of other promotional event as well. Fingers crossed that some of this stuff gets put on the Mog Station instead, because these exclusive promotional events really annoy me when they're on magazines and the like. In further addition to this, they actually announced that they're looking for more people to work on Final Fantasy XIV, and they link a website, which I'm going to link you anyway if you're interested and you happen to be into programming or pretty much any area of game design. They're really looking for people to expand upon it, and they want to make it even bigger, which is really exciting. I'll link that in the description as well for your convenience. And finally, the last tidbit of information is that Universal Studio Japan has collaborated with Final Fantasy to have their own attraction venue called Hollywood Dreamland, using the songs from Final Fantasy XIV, with some of the rides being featured around Final Fantasy itself. And I think this is in a cross-promotion under the PRIMALS album as well. It's really bizarre. I would love to one day go to Japan to one of these theme parks. Like, seeing Final Fantasy themed rides and the music must be absolutely insane. I've weighed that completely wraps up Live Letter 43 Part 1. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time.